Hi, friends. 765 days of war between Russia and Ukraine. In the southern war zone on Kherson front, no changes. In Zaporizhia, heavy positional battle continuing for Rabatino, where Russians control 15% of the village, and they are continuously carrying out offensive operations towards northwest of Verbov. In Rimivki salient, Russians, for a change, have advanced 200 meters towards Rivnopil and 100 meters towards Eurozane. These operations in Rimivki salient have taken place after a long time, almost 3 to 4 weeks later. In north, on Kupian-Swatovo front, heavy battle continues for Sinkyuka, where Russians hold about 55% of the village, and there are no changes as far as battle line is concerned since many weeks. In Liman, Crimea direction, heavy fight continues towards east of Terny, where Russians have made some gains, and also inside Serebryansky forestry. Coming to east, no changes in Soledar Siversk region towards Bogdanovka as well. Bakhmut front towards east of Chasiv, Russians have made gains, and now fight is continuing along the railway line. Ukrainians' artillery offensive against Russian army column is quite heavy. Russians also made gains between Bohdanivka and Ivanivsky, that is towards Krasnoye direction, almost 300 meters. Inside Krasnoye, which was earlier claimed to have been taken over by the Russians, heavy fight continues in the center. Probably Ukrainians have re-entered this particular establishment. In southern flank, Russians' offensive operations towards Klishivka continuing. Avdiivka front north of it, Okeretino, which is another supply and defensive hub center of Ukrainians for the entire Avdiivka zone, is being shelled heavily by the Russians. West of Avdiivka, Berdichi, Ukrainian counter-offensive in north with armored vehicles did not succeed much. And in turn, Russians' offensive made some success towards this village, while in Orlivka, offensive operations by the Russian army continuing. On Tonenko side, Russian offensive operation continues in the westward side towards Umansky and Yasno Brodovka. Heavy fight continues on the approaches towards Semyonovka, and the fight is also developing within this particular village. Towards Pirvomaisky, fight continues. In Nevelsky direction, Russians have advanced in the southern part on the outskirts. Coming to Marinka, west of its Georgievka side, Russians made gains about 100 meters. In north, Russians managed tactical success on the outskirts of Krasnogorovka. Positional battle within Pobeda, while towards Nevelsky direction, Russians managed to advance 200 meters. The main battlefield in Marinka front is Novomikhailivka, where both the armies hold 50%. Russian army was successful in its operations towards the western side of the center of the village and advanced more than 300 meters. Interdiction missions, Ukrainians have launched huge number of UAVs, more than 130, and more than 2 dozens of rockets towards Kharkov and other directions. Artillery mission continues in northern side towards Belgorod. Russian army struck Ukrainian targets in Zaporizhia, Kharkiv, and Odessa, while it lost one of its Sukhoi 27 over Sevastopol. Reason is not known, the pilot ejected safely. Palestine Israel Middle East. IDF operation continuously going on in North Gaza around Al Shifa hospital, while in South also around the two hospitals, nothing in Central Gaza. West Bank, Israeli security forces arrested 25 Palestinians while on Lebanon Israel mutual attacks continuing. Israel also carried out airstrikes inside Syria. Houthis' drones and missiles are continuously being launched in Red Sea against various ships belonging to US, UK and allies, while there are reports that Russian Federation warship from Pacific Fleet, including a missile cruiser and a frigate, have entered Red Sea. Turkey is going to supply munitions and cells for the US Army in huge amount. Where will they land up? That is not a question. Protests by the farmers after Brussels, where European Union Council meeting was taking place, is continuously going on, and almost entire Europe reaching new areas, which include southern Great Britain, Poland, other regions like Spain, Italy, Moldova, France, and Germany, where already these positions and strikes were taking place. Incidentally, Europe holds almost 20 million tons of surplus grains. Why should they help their farmers? Well, that's all. Thank you.